your people. Okay, so in this little video, I intend to show that the Greeks wrote the Bible and that Jesus was not a real person, but an allegorical character based on ancient Egyptian knowledge. So obviously in the Bible you have the Old and New Testament. In the Old Testament, Jesus is not mentioned with his name. Scholars will tell you that the Old Testament is supposedly based upon Jesus. So let's look at some evidence. So this is the Alpha and the Omega. These are the beginning letter and the end letter of the Greek alphabet. This is said to mean the beginning and the end, which would make sense, and also references Christ. Now, these can be found referenced in Revelations. As you can see here, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. So these are in the book of Revelations, which is the last book in the New Testament. Thus, this being evidence that the New Testament, as well as the Old Testament, was written by the Greeks. And here's some evidence here. The New Testament was originally written in Greek. So, was the Bible influenced by Greek mythology? Let's have a look at some evidence. Now, there's a lot of similarities in the Bible to Greek mythology. So let's look at some of the similarities. First of all, Hades versus Hell. Hades is the ruler of the underworld in Greek mythology. The underworld also went by the name of Hades. Hades being very similar to Hell, known in the Bible. Then we have the judgment of Paris, which ultimately involved temptation and an apple. And if you notice here, Paris looking up to a female. And Paris's judgment ultimately led to the beginning of the Trojan War. Very similar to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and the fall of man. And then we have the Greek god Poseidon, considered moody, angry, bad-tempered, with his trident. The god of water, the opposite but similar to the devil, being the god of fire. And then we have Apollo, the god of light and sun, very similar to Jesus, the Son of God, or the light of the world. Then we have the story of Dionysus, which has very many similarities to the story of Jesus, born of a virgin on 25th of December, son of the Heavenly Father, God that turned water into wines, also known as the Alpha and Omega. And then we have Attis, also a Greek god. Attis, born on 25th of December, was a shepherd. The only begotten son, was crucified, resurrected, and known as the Most High. Now, I've just picked a few there as examples, but there is many references that have similarities from in the Bible to Greek mythology. So let's look at the origin of Greek culture. Now, it is documented that the Greeks based their culture off ancient Egypt, and most of their great philosophers went to Egypt and studied. So this leads us into Egyptian sun god worship and Horus, the sun god, and Set, the god of darkness, which are very similar to the story of Jesus, the Son of God, and Satan, the god of darkness. So when we go back to ancient Kemet, which was the name of Egypt, we look at Horus, the sun god, which was known as Karust or Christ. And this word means anointed mummy. Now Horus was known as Heru Horus, like hero, like the word Hercules. So I thought I'd end here with the Alpha and Omega, which, as I said, means the beginning and the end. But as you can see, plenty of evidence to prove the Bible was written by the Greeks and based off ancient Egyptian knowledge. Peace!